Hey, what's up, how's it going? It's your boy, Mick Jagger, at night with his own podcast. But seriously, though, it's your boy, Don Sois in the morning, all the independent are right now. But it's still Mick Jagger at night. And today I'm coming at you with Sage Mode Early Part 7, though the shorter intro, because, gotta get to it, because it's been so long since another part. So, let's get right into it. Go. Last part, after Naruto got to the village and became a Jonin, he entered training with Kakashi, and shortly after, he got Sasuke out from his confinement. Then, after Asuma died, Shikamaru went to Kakashi to get him to lead the mission against Hidan and Kakazu. Naruto and Sasuke decided to tag along. The team's 7 and 10 combination was able to beat the two Akatsuki. Right as they were about to head back to the village, JIRAIYA showed up. After their win against two of the Akatsuki, the Leaf Ninja were stopped by JIRAIYA, who would congratulate them. He then asked if any of them wanted to help him take down another one, and if so, they'd sit and plan. Team 10 said that they needed a mental and physical break after this, and wanted to make sure everything involving their sensei was in order. Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi were on board though. Naruto and Kakashi both knew JIRAIYA and wanted to help him take down another Akatsuki. Sasuke just thought it would be a good idea to fight more Akatsuki before he took on his brother. Luckily, these three all had ways that they could stealthily infiltrate the village. Naruto could get in by infiltrating through a toad's mouth like JIRAIYA. Kakashi had Kamui, and Sasuke could fly overhead. They decided that Naruto, JIRAIYA, and Kakashi would all infiltrate, and Sasuke would fly overhead, moving in to help when a certain signal was given. So, when the three first entered, they were able to find and interrogate two ninjas of the Rain Village, and find out where Pain, supposed god, and leader of the Akatsuki was. Naruto and JIRAIYA entered Pain's tower, only to be greeted by 6 Rinnegan-wielding figures. Tendo then stepped up. "Hello, JIRAIYA-sensei. I've been expecting you." JIRAIYA's eyes widened as he looked into the eyes of Pain, saw the Rinnegan. "No way. Those eyes. But that face, along with the fact that there are 6 wielders of those eyes. The thought to only be a myth. Rinnegan. Though, it's the leader of the Akatsuki I'm looking for. I guess it would be you. So why in the world do you have Nagato's eyes, Yahiko?" "You catch on quick, Master JIRAIYA. Or, former master, rather." Hearing that shocked Naruto. "Sensei, this guy was seriously your student?" "Yes, Naruto," he responded. "At one point I trained 3 young kids in the art of the shinobi. This is one of them." "If that's really true, then how could you even think of doing this? Do you just not care about ending the cycle of hatred, like our master taught us?" "That's exactly right. I don't. If there is to be truly any sort of peace in this world, then it shall first know pain." The current and former student of JIRAIYA glared daggers at each other, until the man himself stepped in. Now, boys. Yahiko. Or Pain, now. It seems the only way we're gonna resolve anything is to fight. So, Kakashi! Suddenly, Kakashi appeared from the Kamui dimension, holding a small toad in his hand, and lunged toward Tendo. Though before he could reach them, the prayer path got in the way, and got part of its right half ripped off in the process. He kicked it away and jumped back, being pursued by the other paths. Naruto and JIRAIYA jumped in the air, both being in Sage mode. "Don't worry, Kakashi. We got your back." JIRAIYA used a fireball, and Naruto used a drilling air bullet jutsu, both combining to make a larger blast, covering their ally. The animal path summoned the 3-headed dog to take the hit, though it only regenerated and grew 3 more heads after the attack. "Well, that seems like it'll be a problem. I don't suppose there's any way we could just warp that away, is there, Kakashi?" JIRAIYA asked. "Sorry, but no. Regrettably, I don't have a lot of those in the tank." The 3 then squared up, preparing to take on Pain. Meanwhile, Sasuke flew as fast as he could toward the fight. Before, he was carrying a Naruto clone, and when it popped, that was his signal to be on alert for a paper bomb that would be thrown in the air to explode, which Naruto would throw right after the confrontation started. When he saw the explosion, he darted toward that area. Right as he was getting close, though, he noticed pieces of paper beginning to swirl around him, then fly right toward him. He quickly slashed through them and put his guard up. Interesting. I can see a similar chakra signature throughout these pieces of paper. How about the person controlling them just show themselves already? I don't have time for this. Pieces then formed together to Konan. I was asked to take care of you. Die. She sent a massive paper toward him, with paper bombs being hidden within. After they exploded, she turned her back, about to go aid Pain. Where do you think you're going? Sasuke was unseen flying there, with lightning surrounding him. Chidori Nagashi, lightning cage. Konan scowled and rushed at him. I don't have time for this, she yelled. Sasuke surrounded his Kusanagi with lightning. His appearance then began to change, with his right wing transforming into snakes. His skin lighting up a little bit, and purple surrounding his eyes. He then darted toward Konan and took her out with one slash. Neither do I. We then flashed back to Sasuke training with Naruto. They'd be sparring, and he'd use the first stage curse mark. Naruto would call a timeout, and he'd check it out. He could sense nature energy from the mark due to his experience with Sage Mode, and a sensory ability that he acquired during the time skip. Because of that, he'd start trying to teach him the ropes when it came to Sage Chakra. Sasuke would be able to quickly get the hang of it due to him being able to absorb it easier through his mark. Not to mention, he has a calmer personality than Naruto, is older and stronger than when he learned it. He also learned the Shadow Clone Jutsu, so he'd be able to use the Sage Clone Maneuver, which is how he transformed against Konan. Back to the Pain fight. The Preta, Naraka, and human paths have all been defeated. The animal path would be a huge problem though with this giant summonings. The Ashra path would be fighting long range with missiles and lasers, and the Diva path is the Diva path. Naruto would then ask the senseis to handle the summonings themselves for a second, and Jiraiya told him he had it, then summoning multiple giant toads. Naruto would summon Shadow Clones, who would all take out a flying Raijin Kunai, and launch them toward the Ashra path, teleporting over to it and caving its everything in with a barrage of a Sengun. He then followed that up by rushing toward the left of the Diva path, who'd be on guard. Then Kakashi would rush forward with a lightning blade on its right. Almighty. Right as he was about to blast his foes away, Sasuke would come in with an assist, having thrown down his lightning-covered Kusanagi, which went right through Pain's left arm. Naruto would then use a wind bullet, and Kakashi lunged with his lightning blade, though they were both blocked with a force field. Jiraiya looked up and gave Sasuke a thumbs up. Nice timing, kid. Using the quick window, he dashed right in front of Pain. You guys take care of that one, pointing to the animal path that was charging toward the team. I'll take care of the leader. The three then rushed to fight against the animal path, Kakashi telling Sasuke to take care of its main body, since having to deal with the regenerating dog was a pain. Jiraiya then confronted Tendo. So, is that really you, Yahiko? I heard you died, along with Nagato and Konan. How is it that you're not only alive, but have the Rinnegan? And most importantly, couldn't you have at least send your old master a note at least? Pain looked him dead in the eyes, raising his hand and said, Don't worry. At the very least, you should be able to see Yahiko soon. He then used an almighty push, launching Jiraiya back, though he just popped. The real Jiraiya then appeared behind him, and the two began their battle. And even though they finished off the animal path, the rest of the least shinobi sat to the side and let him take this fight on by himself. Jiraiya would punch Diva to the ground and made a clone that summoned Ma and Pa Toad. They would use the strongest Sage Art bath of boiling oil ever used, which clashed with the almighty push. In the end, they came to a stalemate, though Jiraiya, the real one, could be seen jumping at Pain, with a compact, burning tsunami of a Rasengan in his hand. Burning Heart! Blazing Rasengan! He crushed it into him and roared his battle cry. Pain didn't have enough time to recharge another almighty push, so he stabbed Jiraiya in the hand with 2 chakra rods. Though in the end, he just got blasted away, and as he flew, the jutsu burst, the heat radiating with the explosion. As the last path of pain burnt to a crisp, Jiraiya turned and walked away, his eyes closed while saying, "I'm sorry, Yahiko." Greeting him was Naruto, followed by Sasuke and Kakashi. Naruto raised the black rod he pulled earlier and motioned his head, saying, "Let's pay a visit to the bastard running all this crap." They then all followed Naruto to where he felt the signal coming from. Just as they crept up to the origin point, a seemingly controlled explosion went off. As the smoke cleared, Konan could be seen struggling to even stand, telling Nagato, "Alright, I've dealt with the intruders. Now Nagato, we need to make a... You know, it might be better at guarding this place if you weren't so quick to make assumptions." Konan and Nagato then looked in shock as the intruders stood in front of them, who seemingly came out of the explosion unscathed. Sasuke continued by saying, "With my Sharingan, I saw a chalk reading that was the same shape as a paper bomb. I could guess what was coming next. And because of that, me and JIRAIYA were able to put up 2 mud walls just in the nick of time," Kakashi chimed in. The 2 Akatsuki members put up their guards as their former master stepped forward. He then simply asked, why? They explained how they got to that point, and that they had greater plans. Nagato would ask Jiraiya if he could truly believe in the words he preached to them so long ago. Jiraiya told him he could, and still believes that true peace and understanding could be reached. Nagato called him foolish, which caused Naruto to speak up, yelling at the 2. He was pissed. He thought they were idiots and was annoyed at the fact that they could stray this far from the pervy sage's teachings. Jiraiya then smiled. He put a hand on Naruto's head, ruffling his hair, saying that the student in front of him was one of the reasons he could keep believing in the future he fantasized about. "Well, my student, I think it's about time you tell your predecessors what you think of them." Nagato glared daggers at Naruto, lecturing him about his pain, his cycle of hatred, and why heeding Jiraiya's idealistic ramblings was a fool's endeavor. Naruto glared back, giving a somewhat similar speech to Konan about no matter what he went through or how much pain he felt, he had no other choice but to believe and keep trying. Nagato would be surprised by that answer, and tell Naruto that he himself didn't have the strength to keep believing in himself. But looking at Naruto, he had in spades, so he'd put his faith in him. "I lost the same inner strength you possessed long ago, but for now, looking at you, I think I can put my faith in you. To aid in your fight, I at least want to leave you my eyes. I refuse." Not only was everyone taken aback by Nagato's offer, but by the fact of how quickly it was refused. "You said you lost your strength, your inner strength, long ago, huh? Well, I'm not gonna let you off that easy. If needed, I'll knock you upside the head in an attempt to have you remember what that fire feels like." Jiraiya then burst out in a hearty laugh. "Well, you heard the lad. Though I don't see how he'd stick to that promise if you are all the way over here. Gentlemen?" Sasuke and Kakashi would both then speed behind the weakened Akatsuki members, knocking them both out with a swift chop to the neck. Jiraiya and Naruto slung one each over their shoulders, as the 4 began to make their way back to the leaf, hopefully not just to be dragged along another dangerous mission against the Akatsuki. Jiraiya smiled and once again ruffled Naruto's hair. "Ah, my students, what will I do with you?" "Hopefully, watch me save the world," laughed Naruto. "Well, if anyone can do it, it'll be you, my rambunctious grandson." Though, as he said that, a murder of crows appeared before them, forming into yet another Akatsuki member, Itachi Uchiha. "I've been wondering what you've been up to, little brother.
though I must say I'm impressed with all of you. So I defeated Pain and Konan, who had a home field advantage no less. Quite the impressive feat, I must say. But to that end, I realized you must be tired. So, he then opened his jacket up just a little, letting a crow fly out. In 1 week, that crow will give you the location where our battle will take place. Why not just tell me now? Sasuke asked. It'll come in handy later, trust me. Consider it an early parting gift. I'll see you in 1 week. Sasuke. Itachi once again dispersed into crows that flew away. Sasuke looked at the crow Itachi left for him that now perched itself onto his shoulder and scoffed. It seems I'll finally be able to avenge the clan. Eh? Itachi!
Alright, that's going to be the end of this video. If you liked it, you know what to do, so do what you do. And if you didn't like it, well, do what you'll do anyway. But hey, you could also check out some of my other videos, blah blah blah. But anyway, thank you for 400 subscribers. Thank you for watching the video. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing if you did any of that. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is. And yeah, peace out.